weekly live stream. I'm here with Sid to dive into our latest breakthroughs, from transforming music production with AI to fixing those pesky chat bugs. Let's jump right in and share the future of music together. Sid, to kick it off, I've got 2 questions for you. In one word, how are you feeling today? And in one sentence, what do you need today?
One word, I'm feeling hype. And in one sentence, I need momentum.
Even better, one word. Hype and momentum. Feeling hype, we need momentum. Starting with the project goal, our project goal for Recoup is to put a major record label in your pocket at 1/10 the cost with a full team working so you can focus on the art. We also make it easy for musicians and other creators to build and manage AI agents at scale on Base, and we help musicians get paid. Any feedback or thoughts or changing around of our project goals? Was that a chef's kiss? I didn't see it.
Chef's kiss. It sounds better every week.
I agree. Q1 goals, we are in February. We still have 1 full month. We're about halfway through Q1. Our quarterly goals are a valuable product, lots of new users, and Sid and myself are using the product on a daily basis. Starting with valuable product last week, Sid said that we were halfway there on a valuable product. Sid's not using it to grow their social account or social accounts that they manage. We have an artist with 50,000 monthly listeners. We have engagement, yet Recoup does not auto grow the artist yet. Point being, missing clients like Instagram. Any change from last week coming into this week, or none of the work we did has impacted your views on this quarterly goal?
Same as last week.
Lack of social proof. Our chat and action still perform worse than Eliza. Do I have any change on a valuable product? No, I'd say this still sounds right. Second, lots of new users. Sid's response last week, this goal does not have a metric. My response was, how are we tracking this? Are we tracking Stripe subscribers, record count and account emails, privy logins? Do you feel any of these metrics stand out as a way for us to track lots of new users, or are these still not hitting what we want to be tracking for live users?
No, they are. I think it's, yeah. Monthly active, paid subscribers, enterprise customers, we're good. Those are the main trackings.
Yeah, we don't have an enterprise customers.
Instead of enterprise customers, I'd say enterprise pipeline, because I feel like it's a little bit more hand-holding with them.
How would you quantify this? What number are you putting for enterprise pipeline?
How many deals are in the pipeline?
What number? Like, what's the number you're putting here?
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deals in the pipeline.
Yep. That it on enterprise?
Yeah.
Cool. Stripe subscribers, we have gone up to 5. So that you said is a 20% increase.
Fuck yeah.
Let's get that going week over week. Record count in the account emails. Let's go to Supabase. Whoa, did you add on a new database?
I did. I made a development database last night because I was going to start fucking with the back end, but I didn't want to break anything.
Awesome. Table editor, account emails, and we're just getting the count here, right? Yeah, record count and account emails. Before was 209 last week. We now have 223 this week.
Nice.
223 minus 209 divided by 100? No, divided by 223. I'm trying to, how do you?
By 100, right?
I'm no good at math anymore.
Yeah.
If we had 209 emails last week and 223 this week. How much did we grow? Share the calculation step with me. Are those numbers right? 209 last week, 223 this week. You subtract them to get the total difference, and then you divide it by the original 209, gives us 6% increase. So we have, whoops, wrong one. Stripes, let me close this tab. Record count, we now have 223 records, which is a 6.7% increase. So we're growing on subscribers, we're growing on new emails. Privy is monthly active. Did I already update this to 307 or was this last week's?
That was last week's. It's now 103.
Okay, for monthly active, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we went from 307 minus 103 divided by our new number of 103. Which means that we decreased monthly active users by 198%.
But with that being said, I think there was a lot of changes going on over the last 2 weeks. And a lot of things were broke. So that makes sense.
And at the start of last month, we got a lot of inflows from the agent kit videos and having a lot of alignment with Coinbase. I think over the past couple weeks, our alignment with Coinbase has been decreasing. I have not felt we have had as strong of alignment with our product roadmap as Coinbase's ever since we got the agent kit grant.
Correct.
So 193% decrease in Privy logins. Do you see new users this week?
I can find out in 2 seconds. Users. $12.
Okay, so 15 minus 12 divided by 12 gives us 25% decrease in 25. So Privy, we're going down. Decrease week over week. Our overall counts on Stripe subscribers are going up, which is revenue. Our overall count of new emails is increasing, but our Privy logins are decreasing right now. Anything else you want to talk about in lots of users, or for now we just track it?
Change Privy logins to, well, I guess no, never mind. But Privy logins is not the metric; it's users. So yes, our users are going down, or our active users are going down, but our revenue is going up. So I'm not mad. But with that being said, we also had like a huge spike because of the viral moment. So
copy. Yeah. Sid and Sweet's not using the product on a daily basis. Sid says not client for Instagram would add the value. Any changes on your thoughts?
No change.
Same for me. We're still not using Eliza. Our chat does not perform at the same level of Eliza for tools or chats. Anything else you want to talk about on quarterly goals before we go into monthly?
Nope, let's keep going.
Monthly, we're halfway through the month of February. We had a Warner Music call. Is that still on for February or has that been moved to March?
I'm still on. It's for this 27th.
Okay. Demo top tier. I did not add any new musicians this week. Did you add any musicians in?
Not for Warner. I tried for Atlantic. I got stuck twice. Not to get stuck. I started onboarding and then ran into bugs. And then instead of continuing to onboard with bugs, I flagged them to you. So I have not.
11 accounts, did not onboard any more of those. Human experience, autopilot dashboard, new artist scraping, onboard account select needs improved. Would you say that the account onboarding select has been improved, or have we not reached that goal yet?
We have hit that.
Segments, I would call that in process because that's directly on my plate. Segment report email, helpful actions, follow-up chat, I think the only change that we made is the onboarding step. I'm working on segments. By Monday, those should be in a better place for a check.
Fire.
Chat bugs. Perform still worse than Eliza, no change. Segment chats needs to reference the info about that segment. Regular chats, normal chats are working. I'd say no change in this segment either.
Yeah, no change.
Wrap bugs, we've got a check. I would still leave that as a check. So that was all for Warner Call, B, Web Human Interface, Fan Segments tab. The tab does exist. Funnel segment results are the same as the segments in the segments tab. Nope, that's, again, what I'm working on right now. Segments tab, on-click generates report. I'm not working on that directly right now, but it's in the same group of work that I'm doing. Recent chat, and anything about fan segments tab other than I'm working on it?
Nope.
Recent chat, right click to rename or delete. We should have the database such that we can do renames and deletes now. It has not been implemented, and this is currently a lower priority than fan segments, so I'll be working on recent chats once I finish fan segments if it's the top priority.
Agreed.
Credit system, make it a robust system. Blocker to working on this, actions are not helpful. Actions not auto refill. We are now auto refilling actions, so I would put that one as a check mark. Actions not helpful, I'm still fine leaving that as an hourglass. Any feedback on the check mark or the hourglass?
Nope.
Or the credit system as a whole?
Can you put a thing to circle back to this? I don't want to spend too much time on it right now, but I have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll just talk about it right now really quick. In my call earlier, the user, I was like, go subscribe. He was like, oh, when I try, it doesn't let me. So he was trying to subscribe on recoupable.com, not on chat.recoupable.com. And right now, the pricing system on chat or on recoupable.com isn't connected to Stripe. And so you can't use it. Okay. And my thought is, how much time would it take to connect that to Stripe with the exact same amount of credits that is listed? So free plan gets 10 credits. And then if you go to recoupable.com/pricing right now, and you can see, like, instead of overthinking our credit system and waiting and to go crazy into credits, just literally setting it up for whatever is live right now.
Do you have a call you need to get to?
No, I'm fine. It's just getting paid. I'm good.
How can we reduce duplicating the pricing info and integrations? Is the expectation that we want to maintain pricing in two different places? It's so important that dev resources need to be spent duplicating all of the Stripe infra on both our chat repo and the front end? Or would it make more sense to only put pricing either in the chat app or your marketing page? That way we're not duplicating info, leaving some information incorrect, extra dev time being spent to maintain additional infrastructure. Is your goal that we have extra infrastructure because it's important to maintain two totally different pricing models, or can we focus on one?
Focus on one and do it the new way. So if you go to recoupable.com/pricing right quick, so you can see the updated pricing credit model.
I've seen it, and it's just on a different page. So what?
So the issue that I have right now is that because we originally had our free tier take 1 credit, but because we're now scraping 4 at a time, you can't get any segments on the free tier.
Correct. Well, so you get all your segments, but you can't click into them.
You can't click into it without paying. Exactly.
Right.
And so my thought was reset it so that instead of 1 credit, free gets 10 credits. And then give people the option to also buy more credits here if they do. But again, like, this is just my thoughts of, like, how do we make it as quick and easy to get credits going?
My question is, right now we're supporting pricing on here and on chat. They're two different infras and they both require maintaining. You're asking to get this working. I am telling you, if you want us to maintain this and chat, it's two different infrastructures, which is double the amount of time we have to spend on a pricing page instead of building a record label in people's pockets. So the question for you is your vision that we are maintaining that, because maintaining a pricing page on two different places is more important than building high quality tools for record labels in your pocket? Or do we get rid of one of these pricing pages and only put it on one place?
We get rid of the one in chat, and the link in chat.recoupable.com links to this page.
I'll suggest moving it the other way, because if we do it the first way, we then need to integrate Privy in here so that we know what the email is of whoever is coming back. And then they'll need to log in again over here because they're logged in on a different domain. And so we're adding additional friction from a user that's already signed in.
Okay, yeah, no, true. Good idea.
So this will get moved over to chat.recoupable.com/pricing. If you click on this, instead of redirecting you to /pricing, it'll redirect you to chat.recoupable.com/pricing. All pricing will be maintained within the chat app.
Cool, sounds perfect.
Free tier, connect new pricing page with Stripe, charge correct price, issue correct credits, move pricing page from www to chat subdomain. Anything else I'm missing from here to encapsulate the feedback you're expecting to make a more robust credit system?
Nope.
Helpful actions. I think this is SID, but this might not be. I don't know if they're helpful yet. What metrics do we need to evaluate when actions are helpful? Segment report, we're giving a check. Content calendar, we have an in process. I don't know how this was helpful. This was blocked by a Willie call, right?
Yeah, content calendar is blocked. Sediment report is blocked. Brand pitch is in Figma, but it's blocked by segments working.
Copy. Anything else on helpful actions you want to talk about?
Nope, we're good.
And then we have client of an Instagram agent. It's been noted, but we haven't done anything on it yet. Thoughts?
We can keep moving.
Okay. For our monthly goals for February, is there any reprioritization you want to do on any of these items? Or are we happy with your Warner Music Call is still top importance? Second most important is web human interface updates. Third, credit system. Fourth, helpful actions. Fifth, client Instagram agent.
Yeah, it's all the same. I mean, the Warner Call is still the most important thing. And then, yeah, the human experience for the Warner Call is right now the most important thing from a tech side of stuff.
And specifically, that's segments right now, yeah?
Correct.
Copy. Okay, after monthly goal, we are going into power users. I've expanded power users with some things that we've been talking about, but have not. Instead of power, this is kind of like the revenue section, or maybe they're different sections, but right now I've combined them to be power users and revenue.
Cool, that's fine. No, yeah, rename it, it's fine.
I still haven't replied to Dan on Telegram. He sent me those example projects. You said, go and think about it. And then afterwards I went back into shipping because I'm a dev and I often don't spend time trying to do messaging with people. It's typically, I'm glad that you have been picking up directly messaging Sound of Fractures. Do we want to reply to Coinbase or do I just leave them unreplied to for now because they're more important things for us to focus on in this call?
Did you reply? You have a reply ready. You just didn't create the 3 things that you want, right?
That sounds accurate.
Yeah, then I would reply with whatever you have currently, just to knock it out so you can continue to work. If he comes back with ideas, then you don't worry about it. But
okay, let me get whatever that message was. Coinbase convo. response. Hey Dan, thanks. Well, let me put it in Telegram and then we can review it. It's a weird. What's going on Telegram? Weird layout. I'm gonna ignore it. Dan Kim, let me know. Happy to get on a call. We reply, paste it in. Hey Dan, thanks for the detailed outline and for considering me for these projects. I'm excited about the possibilities. I'm totally on board with per project or even bi-weekly payment structure. For context, our last grant of $3K in January worked out really well for us, and a similar arrangement would be ideal. That said, I'm excited to collaborate with the CDBT team and get early access on new products. I do value maintaining creative freedom in my work. I'd love to ensure that our collaboration gives me the space to experiment and innovate rather than just following strict directives. Let me know if you'd like to jump on a call. I don't want to say that. Looking forward to exploring these ideas together. What changes would you make to this message to help us? The focus being Coinbase helped us reach profit neutral / profit positive last month. It is continuing to be expressed that they want more work from me and that is a potential to continue. This message is us trying to progress that combo, which so far has just been conversations and people cold DMing me and never actually resulting in a prolonged relationship with Coinbase.
I would end it with a call to action. I mean, you could. Looking forward to help exploring together. What's next?
Please end this with a call to action. Any more specifics of what you would like the call to action to be?
No, see what it comes up with. There you go. We had a call. But you don't want to jump on a call?
I am not a fan of people getting on calls with me if it is not very clear that we're signing something and money's going to be sent to my account within 48 hours.
Can you, looking forward to exploring the ideas together. How do you propose we move forward?
Good to send?
Yep. Keep building. Get back to the building.
Yeah. Everybody tries to get me on Telegram and I just don't like it. It's not my favorite. Okay. Coinbase Telegram response. We've replied. Group chat for super users was something you were just talking about. You were asking IG versus Twitter. I think IG is the common denominator for everybody that's subscribed. Sound of Fractures has an Instagram and the new subscriber you just got has an Instagram. The other two subscribers that we have, I don't know who they are. And if you don't, then the only two people definitely have an Instagram.
I will set it up.
I've seen TK does one well. Let me show you what he's got. And I get notification. He has a channel. Are you able to see this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a channel section inside of my DMs and I only have Dark Side by TK. And then if I tap into it, it's always, anytime he puts out a new post, it just shows up and you can see nobody else is replying in it. He only has his ability to send it out. And so then it's kind of like a street team. He sends us the video. I go in, I double tap it. I like it. I leave a comment. I don't know.
That's great.
I'll set that up. Okay. No action on my side, right?
Nope.
Sid is responsible for this. Sound of Fracture students. Status. Students are trying Recoup. We've moved from this being an idea to now Sound of Fractures has introduced it into the classroom. Students are trying. Anything you want to add on to here in terms of insights or how this is impacting us growing the product?
The key insight that he had was comparisons against artists that aspirational artists. I don't know if that's the right word. Lookalike artists. The students didn't have enough followers to get enough data, but if his students, could also have the data of artists that were more successful in the same genre, then they could use that fan base to create strategies of their own. It's a retail feature, 1,000%, but so we can just decide when it's worth it.
It's been his biggest feedback. I would agree. Steph, for 1 RPM, any updates in this power user?
I have not heard from her, so it would be great if you pinged her and maybe just pushed the conversation along, see if she got the email or
No response via email?
no response via email yet.
Some more specifics of what you would like me to do to follow up.
Hey, did you get the email? Anything we can do to move it forward?
Let's do that right now. You okay with me doing it now?
Yes.
Was I CC'd on the email or no?
Yes.
It would be from Sydney at Recoupable.
Yes.
Getting your Recoupable account set up on the 12th, 2 days ago?
Recoup follow-up.
Oh, my bad. I'm sending on Twitter in the DM. Make it more concise. I didn't spell concise right.
Yeah, we did it. Oh, kind of.
Hey, Steph, did you catch? Let me know if you need any help moving forward. Did this look okay? Or any?
Love it. Love it.
Cool. Amplify. Let's go to Steph. Do I have anything missing? No. Last thing was me saying thank you. Boom. Sent. Coming back to the meeting notes. Blocker communicating the product. You're no longer saying beta?
Nope. Well, I'm saying beta, but not as a blocker.
So just totally delete or just put a check mark beside it?
Yeah, check mark is good.
That way we still know that it was said. Power users, anybody that we missed? Maybe we add in the new user today.
Add him in.
What's his name?
Sven. Steph. Sven. Oh my gosh.
I just closed Stripe, but his name is in Stripe or in the video. I was trying to get it from the video that you did too.
Yeah, I have it. Hold on.
About 20 minutes in, I think you were sharing the Instagram page.
ITSAMNIX.
ITSANAIX. ITSAMNIX.
Yep.
It's Samnix.
Yep.
New subscriber. This person prioritizes Instagram clients for what specific features? For
watching follower stories.
And watching follower stories. Copy. Good on power users. Going to weekly goal. Our weekly goals, did we update those? Here is our weekly goals that we actually set deleting everything that we had last week. Oop. We have too much info in here. Google chat uses Eliza, didn't happen. Bugs maybe happened. Warner Music Prep. None of these goals that we set last week were executed on. I was told different priorities when the week got started. Start of the week, I was told to prioritize the onboarding flow because Sid was seeing Juice WRLD's numbers. And then in the latter half of the week, I was told to focus on segments. And so the goals that we set in last week's call were deprioritized by new tasks that were not planned for on our Friday calls, but for some reason overtook what we had planned on a Friday call. Any feedback on what we planned last week before we start going into linear?
No, but I would highlight that the bugs are what we prioritize above chat uses Eliza, and that's what the bug in the beginning of the week got fixed, and then now we're on segments.
So you would say that bugs got fixed?
Bugs are in the process, right? You have the segment. You're kind of like doing segments. I don't know if it's because of bugs. So, yeah.
Good to go into linear reflection?
Yes.
You're still seeing my screen, right?
Yeah. We're on a roll. Let's fucking go.
With me shipping, the number of tickets will be less than Jad's. Jad is able to consistently ship more tickets than I do. Just prefacing that.
What the hell, sweet?
Yeah. I got to just say no to all the talks, never get on a call with Sid, only ship, but don't talk to any other humans.
Yeah, exactly. And have like a team of 12, 12 people in your basement that you don't tell anybody about.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the done section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 items done. Agent API, there's a new generate segments function. This is what I wrote yesterday to start preparing the new segments work. We now have a verify step and we have a check. I've updated the check. Before we were checking the label of the report, whether it's wrapped or other things, which was static. You either provided one handle for one specific agent or you had to provide all 4. That didn't make sense to me. We should, whatever handles you pass, run reports on that. Don't force people into either having the 1 or 4. So now if you pass 1, we only run the 1. If you pass 2, we run the 2. If you pass 3, we run the 3. It's more dynamic now.
Yep, perfect.
The artist pop-up shows an account ID. That was something I needed on the dev side to help with debugging and verifying that the work I'm doing is helping. If any artists have issues, the first step is now to send us their artist ID so that I can look them up in the database and have a clearer understanding of their status. Verify step was missing existing social profiles. There was an artist with a mustache that you had in a while ago, and you kept trying to have him put in an ID and then go over to wrapped, and it kept deleting whatever he put and refilled it. Now, when you run a verified, if you already have handles in, it will not replace those handles and it'll use the handles that you have. I've updated the designs for the verify step to use your new Figma. I'm now a front-end designer because Cursor will just take the Figma images and build the code for me. The artist pop-up has been updated to use Arweave because IPFS was not working. This is part of a larger shift I'm making across my projects to go all in on Arweave and get rid of IPFS. We have the trash can to be able to remove a social platform from a scrape. Arweave migration on the API. I did some research on Eliza and I was trying to create API endpoints and ultimately learned we don't necessarily want to mix our API endpoints with Eliza. Eliza can call our API, but I don't think it's worth the engineering time to go down that path of building out more API endpoints inside of Eliza when Eliza could just call those APIs. Add get social handles from Recoup APIs. I don't remember what this is. We did something related to that. Deploy Eliza plus Recoup to DigitalOcean. I deployed it. That was, again, research. It didn't actually make an impact on production. Added agent kit. This was part of me making a 5-minute video for the Coinbase team. More of Coinbase effort. And then migrate segment storage. This is more or less in progress. This is a big migration I'm doing to fix segments. So Eliza with agent kit, segments, and some other little bugs where the focus is.
Fire.
we have deleted. Let's check if there's anything that's not a priority. Our top level items, there's an onboarding step inside of this. We need to search artists in Spotify. We need to remove search artists from the backend API. Spotify dropdown. These first 3 items are all related to Spotify. The next is showing an artist PFP. Then right now we're adding in social records instead of updating existing ones. And so if I change the handle that I have associated with my account from Heno to Latasha, it ends up making it so that I have both Heno and Latasha's Instagram associated, when I expect it to get rid of my original association with Latasha and update that to be Heno, and then remove the link. If I open up the artist pop-up and delete a handle, it should delete that record. But right now it still keeps that record and just changes it to an empty field. This was to fix a bug that you saw at the start of the week, and we have since deprioritized its focus on segments. Can we delete this card, or do you still want it to be one of the top priorities for next week, fixing the onboarding verifications?
Open it and explain to me the middle one that you said more than 4 records. Like that sounded like a deeper issue than the other stuff. Is that correct, or is it only affecting onboarding?
It is only affecting power users who, after a wrapped report, open up an artist pop-up and change the handle name. That is the case.
Got it. Okay, yes. Yeah. We don't have to prioritize that yet.
Okay, for now, I'm going to just delete this entire card until we make it a priority. Is that okay with you?
Deal.
Okay. It is deleted and all of the sub-issues. So we have on Recoup's list of priorities, chat uses Eliza, Warner Music Prep, and bugs. It sounds like bugs is number 1, or maybe Warner Music's number 1, but chat uses Eliza is number 3. Do we get rid of chat uses Eliza for now, or is that still a top priority?
What is bugs? What is Warner? What's inside those?
Good question. Evals are failing, low priority in my mind, but important. Active artist on Switch should redirect to the new tab. I disagree with that redirect to new, but that was what you specifically said. Segment select is missing a new chat. Chat needs a loading and thinking state. I think that's also low priority. And then deleting active artist. If I select an artist and then delete it, the logic that we do needs updated for some reason.
Evals are failing. Are they failing because of the eval system, or are they failing because our system is broken?
They started failing when we migrated Supabase. Because our Supabase architecture changed, it messed up all of our evals, and we have not prioritized fixing evals.
It's not evals failing because they're failing. It's failing because evals is broken.
Yeah, we broke evals with the Supabase migration.
Okay, got it. So yeah, then it's not priority right now.
Is anything in here worth keeping, or do we just delete this entire bugs and create a new bugs with actual bugs that we find right now?
That.
Agreed. Deleting bugs. Warner Music Prep inside of this ticket. This is where I've got most of the segment stuff. So it's inside of Warner Music Prep instead of inside of bugs for now. Segments are missing from artist fan segments. That's the big one. And then this is broken down into the 4 tasks that I still need to build out. This is my main priority. I definitely think it needs kept, just expanding on what the points are. I'm going to make a new API endpoint to use the function that I built yesterday. Then I'm going to update all the funnels to call that API endpoint so that it starts storing these segments where they need to be. Then I'll update the front end to to look up in the new Supabase table for the segments instead of querying the backend. And then on both of the repos, there's going to be a whole bunch of legacy code for how we used to do segments that no longer matters, and then we get rid of that. I'm not asking for any, well, unless you see something blatant, I'm mostly just sharing for transparency, not really looking for feedback.
Perfect.
Keep going.
Yep.
Cool. Other tasks in prep for Warner. Email export was missing. I think you were talking about follower count was incorrect, which is potentially fixed. I have made some updates that were missing before to be updating social profiles. That might be fixed but it's a P0, so I'll leave it there. On segment select, we're missing thinking text, segment tabs. We should only show that tab if the number of segments we have is greater than 0. The prompt for the calendar was incorrect for me. I'm not sure if it's actually impacting other people. I'll move this as a lower priority. 11 Labs is a tool for phone calls, which we have not been prioritizing the past couple weeks. New actions automatically, I would label as done, and I think we should move that to done. Prompt for the calendar, I just said new action brand pitch. We have not prioritized the new action. And decoupling the scraping from the artist's social linking is something I'm doing. This should be included in the other ticket, segments missing. So case parent sub-issue of segments missing. In here, I would remove the 11 Labs tool because we're not prioritizing phone calls right now.
Delete it.
Copy. Move new actions automatically to done.
To delete it.
Maybe remove prompt for calendars is incorrect.
Delete it. Delete email export missing data.
Email export missing data.
What is only segment select missing thinking text?
When we click on a segment, it shows the skeleton, but you wanted explicitly to have the word thinking there.
Yeah, or something to happen.
In my opinion, a skeleton is good enough.
Okay, delete it. I'm mostly focused right now on things that will prevent me from giving a good demo. So anything that I know, it could be a better user experience, but I'm going to be handling that portion of it, so I can deal with it. Like we can delete, right? So I'll just know, I know that something's happening during that, so we can skip it. In the future, users are, if I'm not white glove onboarding, then people are going to need to know what's going on, but we can delete it for now. And let's think through that, like the entire thing of like, whatever will amplify the demo as that I'm giving, with everything preloaded and set up by me and you.
Focusing on we are onboarding. Focus on the experience after an artist has been onboarded.
Correct.
Warner Music Prep, I'm happy with that card. I'm focused on segments first. Warner Music Prep, which right now is mostly more segment stuff and a brand pitch. And then we've got chat uses Eliza. Inside of that, chat segment is missing context from the segment being talked about. So updating chats, if I selected a segment and I'm talking in that, the chat should know about the segment, who's included in all that data. Chat titles are incorrect. When I select a segment, I should be able to ask about specific fans, give me their data and stuff. Reasoning, previous message contexts, actions reference the available tools. Right now, the action recommendations we're giving are like general text to always fill in those actions. And I expect it to be knowing what tools we actually offer and only offering actions that reference those tools. We want an Instagram client, which would be in a piece of Eliza, and then host Eliza on Vercel Fluid Compute. We can't do that. I've talked with the CTO. CTO of Vercel is unaware of Eliza. He's never used it, which tells me that we're still early on these AI agents.
Fuck yeah, we are. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they don't know anything about agents, which surprised me. But, okay, any other things you wanted? And chat uses Eliza. Is this something we should delete and reprioritize in a couple weeks, or is this still one of the top things that we want to be focusing on?
Top things after segments in order to make the experience for the user intelligent once you're talking to segments.
Copy.
Really, really important. I would dive into the Eliza thing, and I want to put a very specific deliverable on the Instagram client.
Yep.
watch a user's stories. Watch stories. Like, I don't care about posting. I don't care about following, liking, anything. Like, well, actually, I'll say watch user stories. Second, like if we can't figure that out quickly and easily, is liking my followers' stuff for me. That was what the feature that was requested today by a user. If we're going to do Instagram clients, let's implement it as a feature specifically for a user that is being requested. Worry about all the extra other bullshit later.
Agreed. Anything else here in chat? Use Liza or Instagram client?
No, this is fucking fire. And I'm moving next week. So you're going to have like so much time and me not being like, what about this? What about this? But I want to prepare you for the week after. Because the week after, Sweets, is one, the Warner call, but once we get this shit, Segments is going, it's intelligent, it's calling like the one or two tools that we have, helpful actions. It's going, like we can like the fucking Warner demo is fire and Segments is crazy and everything. Like Swarms is next, bro. Swarms is next. Because bro, like if once Eliza's in there, I'm right now I'm thinking through like what the fuck does the agent infrastructure look like for person like we really just gotta really think. I don't know if we need to really think through, but or like have a couple different instances available to see what infrastructure works best. But like, is it do we have one instance of Eliza per artist? Or do we have one instance of Eliza per organization that has multiple artists? Like, because this is what I was thinking through, right? Like, let's say I create a Warner Records account. Warner at recoupable.com is the admin, right? And so I set up their account with Teddy Swims, boom, 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 all those artists. And then I run an Instagram agent to start liking Teddy Swims stuff, right? Like we have Eliza on the client side interacting through Teddy Swims Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I do that on the admin account. Like, but then I give three users in the or three users in Warner their own accounts. I don't want the three users to have three different agents all doing the same thing for Teddy Swims on their separate accounts. So it's like we have to think through the infrastructure of like agents are at an admin level, or what agents are being performed at an admin level, what agents are being performed at a user level. And it's just going to get real tricky real fast, but it's fucking exciting because, bro, to be able to have a conversation with two different fucking agents and be in the like, bro, shit's about to get fucking wild. And I'm
tagging them and telling them to chat with each other. My personal thought is in the current Eliza infra, one instance per personality. And so if we define this is a manager who's responsible for, this is your post manager and it's responsible for monitoring your posts and your comments. This is the Instagram account manager and it's responsible for actually making posts. And for each personality, it's its own Eliza instance. If we want them to talk to each other, have my manager talk to my posting agent to automatically schedule the next week's posts. Have my brand partnership manager talk with my post review manager so that you can go and set out new brands. And then if you have multiple people talking to the agent about the same thing, each personality is aware of all the other conversations it's having.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. So that if you tell the agent, go email all my brand partnerships in Asia, it can be like, oh, I've already done that.
Right.
Willie already assigned me that, and they
Right.
can share that history of what their team is doing. Yeah, smart. Very cool. Yeah. I like it.
But overall, Shaw, if you're watching this, drop V2 because everybody's excited about it.
I mean, and the way that you just said it is you don't even need a V2 because it's just multiple instances of Eliza communicating with each other instead of like one instance of Eliza with multiple swarms inside of it.
With the post you sent me from Shaw, it makes me think we don't need multiple instances of Eliza. And in V2, we run one instance of Eliza, and it's a swarm manager. And so we can run it all in one Eliza instance.
Correct. That's what I'm thinking through. But in that scenario, then we need to think through, like, on our back end, who gets an Eliza instance? Is it the account? Is it the admin account? Is it the artist account? Is it and then who shares access to the artist account? Like, I don't know. It's just going to be org infrastructure for a little bit, thinking through that. But like, I don't want to get too crazy in it because then they're going to release V2 and then it's like, oh, we need to rethink our entire infrastructure play right now. So right now it's fuck it. Like, let's just, like, we have an artist, we have one fucking admin account, and like go scrape all the socials and fucking like people's Instagram accounts. I also, though, will say that, like, I started diving into Apify last night and saw that there's a Google a Google Maps email scraper, and I started to play around with keys. How would we implement keys idea of, like, I'm going on this tour, reach out to soul food restaurants on my tour route and set me up with, like, partnerships and shit, which is all possible in Apify right now through the scraper, as long as we know the tour route. So, like, if we were to able to, like, create a tour route for them and then scrape it, and then it could go even further where, like, we already have the agent, or we already have the phone caller. So, like, it can also then just, like, tag our voice agent to, like, make calls and book things in advance for people. Like, so that we're building the modules right now that, like, as long as we just keep building these little modules and we're going to, like, it's all going to fucking connect by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Into one fucking giant, like, holy shit, you can book a tour, then scrape all the fans, then contact all brand partnerships, and, like, do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all going to come to bro. And the fact that you just said that Vercel doesn't even know about Eliza makes me even, like, it's funny. I'm always worried that I'm too late. And, like, I have this, like, always this feeling of, like, oh fuck, I missed it. Shit. But then, like, I end up realizing that I still have 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
You know?
90% of the world still doesn't know. I showed up to my talk last night and I was like, I don't want to give a talk on Eliza. Everybody already knows this. Why would I give a talk on Eliza? And then I gave the talk and learned that 90% of the room of intelligent people in Buenos Aires who have been gathering here from around the world to come to these weekly AI meetups, even hearing all the brilliant AI talks, most of them still didn't know about Eliza, which was just like, wow.
But bro, do you want to know why?
Why?
Do you want to know why we, bro, this is God or whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Like, it's because Eliza really captured crypto. Like, if you're not a part of the crypto Twitter world, like that's where Eliza shines right now. And that's where the agents world is shining right now. If you're not on crypto Twitter, the agent you know is, like, Sam Altman being like, agents, like, you know, or all of these, like,
Someone
random.
told me about AutoGen last night from Microsoft. He's like, I heard you talking about Eliza, and he said that exact thing. I think it's associated with crypto, and Microsoft has this AutoGen agent, and so I think I'm going to use that. And I'm just listening, like, oh, can you tell me more about AutoGen? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're going to use Microsoft? The enterprise guys are going to build your agent framework? Like, what?
Exactly. Meanwhile, you have, like, cracked devs trying to, like, launch meme coins and, like, post on Twitter for you. Like, Microsoft ain't trying that shit. That's illegal. Like, they're not allowed to do that. So, like, yeah, bro, like the fact that, like, the worlds of the like. At first, I was like, man, crypto fucking trying to pull this agent shit, but it's actually like a fucking play right now because it's just goes again like cutting edge of fucking new tech. Like we're a year and a half right now before like the world's and agents are like fucking everywhere, and then even then you're still like another year and a half away from like mass adoption, like because everybody's catching up. So we have time. And every fucking person that I onboard so far from record labels, like, still barely knows how to crack the surface of ChatGPT. You know, so I'm fucking excited, man. I think this shit is about to get crazy. We just gotta keep building cool ass tools.
Higher only. It's only getting bigger from here.
Yeah, man. It's fucking only getting better and only getting crazier. Like, people don't even fucking realize this shit, man. It's only getting crazier.
We've deleted, we've talked about non-priority. We deleted everything we shipped. Linear reflection is done. Let's talk about what our priorities are for next week. And maybe we talk about pair programming on a 0 to Instagram. Weekly goals. Do you already have thoughts on what we want to be prioritizing?
Segments.
Yep.
Eliza.
Yep.
Instagram client. And to be more specific from like a user perspective, like I want to be able to create a new artist. Check, we can do that. I want to be able to add, I'm sorry, create a new account. I can. I want to be able to add a new artist. Check. I want to be able, when I add a new artist, for it to just scrape all the fucking data we possibly can from socials and Spotify.
Check.
I want to then segment all of that data into the segments tab.
In process.
That's what you're working on.
Yep.
I then want to be able to click a segment card to generate a report in a new chat.
50%. Depends on
that will happen as soon as segments is done, right? Because it's already there. Then I want to be able to chat about the segment and the artist with the LLM in a chat, like, you know, specifically for it. So, and it's intelligent, it's smart about, all right, I know I have the report, I know your fans, I know your shit, I know your artist. Let's have a conversation about the dog lovers in Denmark.
Yep.
This is really interesting. Let's figure shit out. And then those are the main things that we need to get to in order to get to the wow demo that you gave to Steph. Right? Like when we hit there, that was the wow demo that you gave that we were like we left a call like awesome. The next thing after that is click a helpful action within that segment. So like a suggestion, but it's a helpful action suggestion. Ideally, it's a tool that it's a suggestion of a tool that we have available. So write an email pitch to X brand, like in whatever was on the report, you know. And then you click it, new chat. Now you're talking, you're writing an email pitch and chatting it with it. And then boom, those are like the main. That's the main demo of like, we have something really fire. The final thing after that is, and you can click this button, and now the agent is engaging on your social account for your artist. And look, it's increasing your follow. It's liking comments. Like that demo right there is fucking crazy. I don't want to overload you, so I'll go heads down next week with everything. And I think like what following next week, like when we jump back on Friday, we can sit down and talk about the UI portion of like how do we take every all of that and amplify the feeling of, oh, this shit is working on autopilot. And I think that's when we start to think through the UI of autopilot a little bit better. But save that for next week. Let's just knock out the let's get the functionality of everything working and first.
Top priority segments. Second biggest priority, Eliza plus chat. Get the artist segment chat, including the context of that segment so that I can actually dive deeper. Add in an Instagram client that allows us to watch stories and like a post of my followers. And then helpful actions are tools that we have access to. Actuals that it's random text strings right now. Required is that it's recommending tools from our available tools. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it is. I have a question for you real quick. Or do you have a 2 o'clock? I know we're at time.
I believe this is my last meeting of the day.
Ooh, so we have another 4 hours. Let's go. No. I'll wrap it up. I just had a question about when you're building, let's say you're building the segments out. Traditionally without Cursor, you would have a very clear set of like, this is what I need to get done, right? Like I need segments to perform this and this, right?
Yep.
And then you do it and then you deliver, right? But with Cursor, you can get to those 3 things and then you can ask the question, what would make this better? What would make this smarter? Is that a good idea or a terrible idea?
Your question is prompting it to hallucinate. You're asking the AI to be creative. That is a subjective question, which will reap subjective answers. Better and worse are not objective things. And so if you like the creativity of whatever AI model you're talking to, sure. My personal belief is the most powerful thing we can be doing as humans right now is having a clear horizon that we are sailing towards, not continuing to check in with the AI and asking, which horizon do you think we should sail towards? Because like you can get those answers from AI. I think just like you really appreciate that my hands are the ones writing the code and that it's my name on the tickets. I think personally, us deciding which horizons we're sailing towards is what is going to differentiate our AI music platform from someone else who is 100% relying on AI, like you just said. Thoughts on my reaction? Or does that help give you more clarity on my perspective on it?
No, it does. It does. And I think so the reason why I bring this up is because it's a direct question in regards to when I went into the code base the other day and pulled up the segments and asked it like, hey, analyze what the capabilities are currently for segmentation and tell me like what would make it even smarter. And then it gave me the idea of like, well, if you added more metadata to understand the subcategories, then it would make segments have deeper understanding. And my question is, I guess, at what stage of the development process, if any, should we have that as an eval of like not necessarily saying like do it, but like a stage of like, hey, here's the deliverable, like let's make sure that, or is there a way that we can get it to a place where like maybe there are some things that we don't know that we could like quickly implement and improve the feature, without having to overdo it. So I guess to finish my thought is I understand what you're saying, and I don't. I'm leaning more towards what your suggestion was, which is like be less open-ended with be less reliant on the creative side of the LLM right now, and just let it build what you ask it to do. So we'll go there. That was just my thought process of like, are we not leveraging? Right now, it's me and you, and so it takes our focus and time when we're not building to go back and ask, hey, are we missing anything here? Like, is there any, like, how can we make this thing better? Like, is there anything smarter? Like, and is there a way to add that step into the process without getting distracted? If it's going to take more than 10 minutes, then then I don't want to hear it. But if there's a 10-minute implementation that can 20x the results of our segments, how do we do that? Like, thinking through that kind of infrastructure questions or code-based questions.
And the way you just phrased it, I'm imagining cursor rules is probably the best place to put that in your definition of how you want cursor to communicate with you. Just add in there, if at any point you see an ability to improve, please, after you make your change, suggest it to me, or phrase.
Oh, I love that. That's great. So it gives you the suggestion, but like it doesn't implement it entirely, and you don't have to rely on your own prompt every time to be like, how do we make this better? Is there a way? I really like that. That's cool. So just in the cursor rules. Sweet. Okay, that's a great idea. And then my other thought, or my two other topics that I wanted to discuss was based off of my key insights from your talk. I don't know if you saw that, my notes, but the one was about evals, and at what point do we need to fix evals? Because in your talk,
I said how important they were.
You said how important they were.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that. I said that, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm really saying how helpful evals are. Meanwhile, all of our evals in the Slack channel are failing.
But if you remember how good shit got when we were relying on evals, and we did do evals, it got everything really, it got it intelligent. So like figuring out a way that we can get evals back up and running, but also a ritual that doesn't take up too much time, but it's still there as our source of truth and a ritual to always be improving on. Because I feel like the last time we did it, we did it and implemented it, and then we got it to 90%, and then left it there, kinda, and didn't follow up with okay, cool, new set of evals, new things. Maybe it's a cursor rules thing as well, of just integrating evals into shipping.
Yeah, evals were built mostly by, I think, 90% by Jad. I did not have my hands in it. I'm thinking if we're going to fix evals, I'm going to try to reference a project. Hopefully Eliza has evals, or I'll find a top tier project that has evals in JavaScript and copy theirs and try to just do evals from scratch instead of trying to fix our current implementation of evals, because I have a feeling someone has a good set that we can build on instead of me trying to understand it and fix it.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, if evals, I would, you're right. Start in Eliza, because if we're going to be implementing it, we might as well be squeezing as much juice out of Eliza as humanly possible.
Agreed.
And then the last thing is the next, or the Neo, the Neo J2, Neo 2J, whatever the fuck it's called.
Whatever that SQL database was that the person was asking me about.
Yes.
Neo4j, I think.
Yes, Neo4j.
What do you want to talk about with it?
You should have a 60-minute live stream with that guy and figure out how it works.
Why?
Because it's the cutting edge of GraphRag.
Oh, so you've seen it. You've already heard of this before.
Yeah. It's so there is a my quote to you was, there a 60-minute investment of your time to learn why GraphRag is why GraphRag and when you would use GraphRag, and then throwing some artist data into it and seeing what comes out on the other side and getting good content, I believe is a valuable 60 minutes to be on the cutting edge of database architecture. And it seems like that kid was like working on it, so like it could, like he could help guide you, you could help guide him. Like it just made more sense. And like there is a reason why Neo4j exists and GraphRag exists, and if we can figure out why and how it will improve our app, it will only help the architecture. You know, I'm not saying we need to implement it. I'm not saying we need to completely change the entire Supabase and only do GraphRag, but 60 minutes to have that tool in your arsenal for later, I think is probably worth it. I would also join that stream if you guys are going to do it.
Thank you for continuing to be patient with me as I push back on how important RAG is, and you continue to highlight moments in my life where it is repeated that RAG is still important.
Bro, you know what? After that talk yesterday, now I know how to deal with tweets. now I know how to massage. Like, but I know I love it. It's so true though, because it's like I feel you, bro. A lot of the things is like, I am well aware of my down, or what's it called? My Achilles heel is throwing too much out as opposed to finishing things that we have, you know. Well, I think it's the opposite with you. So I think it's a really good merge of, you know, we'll keep pulling each other. That you ground me, I'll pull you, and we'll just keep that flywheel happening. But I fuck with it. Yeah, those were my two things. And then, like I said, I thought that it was really cool how during the talk you like it got vulnerable. You don't hear a lot of like devs talk about like that side of things, and unless Ed pointed it out, like, oh, that's really interesting. I feel that way. Like, I don't know anything else. You said, I don't know anything else he's been talking about, but I feel that way.
The emotional side, once I started talking there, people can relate.
Yeah. He's like non-devs, like non-technical people can really relate to like, oh, this really smart guy also gets scared. Like, oh, AI, okay, I'm not alone. Like, yeah, so I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool, and her reaction was really great. So I thought it was an awesome talk.
Are we on the timeline here? Is there anything else we want to add in the official review?
No, I think we're good.
Let's stop the screen share. Anything we want to do to wrap up the call other than the normal call to actions?
Like and follow and all that.
Click all the buttons, leave some words below. Everything you do helps these videos get more visibility, which helps more creators stay in